Bank Nigeria PLC and the AfCFTA Secretariat.
It was the 8th edition of Zenith Bank's Non-Oil Export International Trade Seminar with the theme, Nigerian Non-Oil Export Industry, the Present, the Future. The seminar had 2 panelist sessions, one on the growth opportunities of Nigerian non-oil export industry and harnessing the opportunities in service export.
The time to change has come. We need to change the narrative. You see, the thing about human endeavor is that you can do nothing about the past. The past is cast in iron. You can't change it. But life about what you do, what you become tomorrow will be determined by what you do today and what you consistently do tomorrow. The message we are sending across is that, yes, we need to diversify our foreign exchange earnings by looking at non-oil exports, but we're also saying we need to take it further. The time has come for value addition. We need to begin to add value here. And when you add value, what are you doing by domesticating value addition? You are domesticating labor and employment here. When we export in primary form, we are equally exporting jobs. So if you are to ask me to say in another form the theme of this year's non-oil exports, I'll be telling you the time for prosperity incubation in Nigeria is here.
An export-led industrial revolution is what is needed for Nigeria and indeed Africa. Under the Zero Oil Plan, a critical success factor was collaboration with the private sector, particularly our financial institutions. Today, I'm glad to see that Zenith Bank heeded with all sense of responsibility, and as a result, they have been tagged as Nigeria's #1 non-oil export bank.
There's a slide.
The keynote address delivered by Wankele Mene, the Secretary General of the AfCFTA, centered on solutions to making the continent globally competitive and the need for economic diversity. AfCFTA, as an enabler for Africa's productive capacity, says tariff barriers must be eliminated, trade rules must be modified, and currency should be limited to 2 in intra-Africa trade by promoting the Pan-African payments and settlement system.
We have introduced the AfCFTA Adjustment Fund, which already has been capitalized by over $1 billion. And the Adjustment Fund is intended to assist those countries that today may not have the productive capacity to invest in the machinery that is required and in any other productive function that is required for them to take advantage of the AfCFTA. And so I want to encourage today Nigerian exporters, investors, manufacturers to consider the entire AfCFTA market, all of the 47 countries that have ratified the agreement, as your market, your export market, so that we use the AfCFTA to scale up our production, to enhance our competitiveness. Your products are seen in Southern Africa. Your products are seen, or services, in East Africa. Take advantage of this market of 1.4 billion people.
If you look at the equation for gross domestic product, exports enter not only as an addiction with a multiplier effect, it enters as an endogenous variable, something that you can control fully by yourself. And so we cannot grow at 3.2% and expect to pull 31% of us living below the poverty line. We have all it takes. We're lucky too that we have a government whose economic philosophy, I might say, can be encapsulated in market-driven initiatives while also protecting and engendering the egalitarian bedrock of our society. So there cannot be a better time for us to grab this our future, work on non-oil exports, and make sure that we grow beyond the 1.2% that we are currently producing at.
Especially for SMEs. Africa's lack of diversity has led to increased vulnerability and inflationary pressures that impact food security on the continent. And as a continent, Africa must advocate the inclusion of women and the youth in trade as well as digital trade. Dispute settlement mechanisms and intellectual property rights protocol must also be encouraged. Africans can be lifted out of poverty by leveraging on the size of the African economy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Badishola Shotingwa, Arise News.